Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
To a hand from Maryland Live.
Okay.
All right, so it's a 1-2 game, 300 cap. I love their casino. It's a great card room.
I've been there
A lot of
once,
soft
about
field.
4 years ago.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
I met Chad Powers there. I don't know if he's still around the area. He used to, have like his little house there or whatever.
Is
in
he
the
still
area.
not doing like that staking crew or whatever?
Yeah, I'm assuming he is. I actually haven't been. I actually live in Virginia, so it's a bit of a drive for me. I used to go down when I could. It's been a little while, so I'm not entirely sure, but I used to see him there quite often.
Okay.
But anyway, let's see here. The main villain, effective stacks are, I'm the effective stack right around 500, so we're a little bit deep. The main villain is under the gun. He opens for 10. And we have a middle position caller. Folds around to me in the cutoff. I have ace-10 of spades. I go ahead and make the call.
So V1 is what, from under the gun or something?
Correct, yes, under the gun.
So he opens
he's a middle-aged guy.
Okay, so
Yeah,
10 is about the normal opening size, basically?
Yeah, I would say anywhere from 10 or 12 is usually the open if no one else is limped or anything.
So 500, he opens to 10, MP1 calls, you have ace of spades, 10 of spades in the cutoff, and you call?
Correct, yep, and everyone else folds.
Okay.
So the pot's about 30.
Mm-hmm.
Flop is 10 of clubs, 9 of spades, 5 of spades.
So you flop top pair and the nut flush draw.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And now the under the gun looks at it for a while. He ends up checking.
Okay.
Middle position check, so it's check to me. I end up.
I would bet
ahead and
very,
betting here.
very small. Check, and I would bet maybe $10 to $15 here. Because
Okay, well, I made it a little bit more.
Well, the reason why I said that is because, although it is 1-2, so I'm not. I mean, I guess I could make it. I guess somebody could tell me, hey, at 1-2 they're calling with any piece, and they might check call with any piece. Like if that guy in the middle is bad, I guess. But I'm just thinking from the games that I play in, or even at a $5 blind level, you have the board totally covered here with a nut flush draw and a 10, and you want to induce calls. So that's why I figured you could bet really small. But I mean, I guess I can get on board for betting larger if you think that guy in the middle might check call. The thing, my experience in these games, though, is like if you were heads up against the preflop raiser, like they're not doing a lot of check calling with ace king, ace queen like they might be at higher levels. I could be wrong about that at 1-2. Like I said, I don't know. But anyway, so it gets checked to you.
Yeah, and I ended up making it 20, and it was basically for the reasons you had said there. I just felt like in my head, I'm like, oh, if I bet 10 here, it just seems so small, absolute, talking absolute. So I ended up making it 20, and both of them end up calling here.
Okay.
So pot's now around $90.
Yep.
We go to the turn, and it is the ace of hearts.
Okay.
So I have top two still with the nut flush draw.
Yep.
And the original raiser, under the gun guy, he checks. And middle position actually takes a long time. Looks like he wants to do something, but he ends up checking to me as well. So once again, it goes check, check.
Yep.
So I end up throwing $60 into here. I don't know if that might have been a little big.
No, I think that's fine. I mean, I don't know how often someone's going to have, like if a guy from under the gun, like I said, is calling with like, I'm trying to think of what the under the gun's check call range here is. I guess maybe he could have ace high at this level. You hope that somebody else has aces up, like ace 9 or ace 5 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't stop putting money in the pot here for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, the under the gun and villain one ends up raising me to 150.
Under the gun raises to 50? 150?
Yes.
Okay.
Middle position actually quickly folds, so I don't know what he was thinking earlier, but he folds. So it's back to me, and I end up just making the call, but I was wondering if there's ever a time where you're raising this.
Well, let me just do some math out here. So you made it 150. If you just call the pot's 300, 360, It's about 400, and you have
Yeah.
what you have like
I think I
270
have like right
left.
around 300 or like maybe it was like I think I put, let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, right around 280, I believe.
So you have 280 and the pot is 400, something like that.
Yes,
I mean, there's you can't really
I think
go
that's
right.
right.
You can't really go wrong in this hand all that much. I mean, I'm never gonna fold. I guess occasionally you might get coolered here by pocket nines or like the other pocket tens, but that's not the it's not the
Right,
issue of whether you're gonna fold or not. It's just not gonna happen. It's just the issue of
right.
um, is he ever gonna like check raise here with a hand and then get away from it later on when you could just jam on him now. 1-2, it wouldn't. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, people play poker bad at the low levels. Like he could have ace
Right.
king here. You know what I mean? He could have ace king here.
Right. Exactly.
Check call and
Exactly.
then think he's got the nuts on the turn. But I don't think he's folding any of those. So I don't think that there's
Yeah.
really any. You can't really go wrong here. I don't think he's going to have a bluffing range. So I mean, the case to be made for calling here would be like, well, you don't want to ever let him like off of a bluff. But I just what is he check calling flop with, and now is
Yeah. Yeah.
check raising turn as a bluff. I think you can
Well, and
call.
I just
I think you
remember.
can call. That's fine. It's very very hard to screw this
Okay.
hand up.
And actually, I had a little bit more because it was 10 originally, then 20, so that's 30, and then now I'm putting in 150, so that's 180. So I actually have 320 left.
320 left in the pot's 400.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I do make the call. I have 320. He actually had a lot more than me. I think he was over around 1,000. He had been doing really well. I'd been there for a few hours. He's sort of an old man coffee type, a bit of a nut peddler, but actually a pretty good player.
I mean,
From what I had seen.
I would say that this is a pretty, as people in the chat are saying, like you don't really. Well, if you think he's some, I mean, well, listen, we don't know how good somebody is at 1-2, but what I'm saying is that if he's not like your classic just bad player, this is a pretty nutty line here for the pre-flop raiser to check call and then check raise
Yeah,
turn.
that's what I was
I mean,
thinking.
you do block pocket tens and pocket aces, but he could have nines.
Hmm.
Um, so, like I said, though, I don't think you're ever really folding, but maybe by calling, you can sometimes be let off the hook if the river's a blank and he bets like half pot and you just call. Something like that instead of jamming now
Right.
on the turn. But anyway, so
Yeah.
what's the
Oh,
river?
I was going to ask you real quick. Do you ever see? Could it be possible that he has something like Jack Queen of Spades in his range here, doing something like this?
I mean, that's one specific combination of hand, and I think it's very, very unlikely
Right.
because if someone's
Or
got,
like King Jack, Queen King.
yeah, but if someone has that type of hand that they're raising with pre-flop, they're going to be betting this flop, which is a combo draw, almost 100% of the time. I mean, when you look at
Yeah.
those two specific hands, Queen Jack of Spades, or let's look at three hands: King Jack of Spades, Queen Jack of Spades, and King Queen of Spades. Right? That's three combos of hands. And you
Right.
say, how often is a guy going to check the flop with those three hands? And I would say,
Right.
when you
Not very
flop that,
often,
like
especially as like you
less
said,
than
as a pre-flop raiser.
5%. So you're almost in like, and then check raise turn, you're almost like in
Negligible
almost
territory.
zero combos. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, the river actually rolls off the three of spades.
Okay.
So I just keep getting better at this hand,
Yeah.
and he actually sits there for a while and ends up checking to me.
See, this is I
Now,
mean, this is the only thing that's sort of a disaster is if he somehow check folds a hand that he would have got in with on the turn. Um, I mean, if I played this hand as a call on the turn because I was somewhat concerned about the nuttiness of the line, I don't
right.
expect a guy to get away from this. I would probably just jam.
Okay, that is what I ended up doing, and I
Uh-huh.
remember it being right around 320. I think it was like 318 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits there forever, and actually he ends up getting the clock called on him by somebody else at the table. They had given him ample time. It actually, I kind of got caught up in the hand waiting, so I wasn't sure how long it was, but it did feel like a good while. So he gets the clock called on him, and he's kind of mumbling. He's like, I can't believe I'm thinking about getting away from this. Like anyone else at the table, I would snap call here, blah blah blah. And eventually, he just lets the time runs out, and he tables nines, and he makes a fold. He gets away from nine somehow.
That's pretty crazy because I don't ever expect a guy on 1-2 to fold a set. I think you might have gotten a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
didn't
unlucky.
either.
I mean, maybe the guy is somewhat competent, but that just goes to show you why the turn is not just a jam. Do you see what I'm
Right,
saying? Like it's
right,
just
and
it's such a nutty line on the turn for the pre-flop raiser to check the turn on an ace.
right,
So, like I said, you hadn't necessarily conveyed that you thought he was competent before I said that, but
right.
fishy guys might check raise turn with ace king. Here it looks very, very strong, but I would still jam though.
Okay, good. Because I was thinking I might have left some money on the table. I was kind of, kind of a little bit worried about that. Maybe I throw in like 150, 180, something like that. But, at the end of the day, I was just kind of like, yeah, I guess that was an alright shove.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting a guy at 1-2 to fold a set there.
Yeah,
As played.
I was kind of like, wow. Yeah, everyone at the table was kind of like, wow, I can't believe he got away from that. So, yeah, it was just a little unfortunate, I guess.
All right, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out CrushLivePoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.